So when it's statue state e equals 1, then I want to move this the statue that I defined up here. So I'll just use object set position of the statue, and then it has two parameters, x and y. So I'll have to set these to something. So since I want the x, which is the horizontal position, I want that to remain the same, and it should just move downwards by the y-axis, so vertically. So what we do here first is just get the position of the object. So just use object get position of the statue. So now we'll get the current position into this variable here, pause. And then I want x to remain the same, so I'll just use 1. Just use that array index 1, and get position here gives me two variables in this array. So it will give me the x and y, current x and y position. They are put into pos 1, and then index 2 gives me the y position. So I have x and y here. So since I want x to remain the same, I'll just leave that here. But I want this to move down to 440, like we checked before. So it should move down to the y position 440. So what I'll be using here is linear interpolation. So I'll just have a predefined function as well, math.lerp, and 440, and then I'll just use delta here. So what we're doing here is linear interpolation. Basically, we'll just move in a linear fashion from this position to the next position, and like by fractions from 1 to 0. So delta should start at 0, and then when it gets to 1, it will be at position 440. So actually, I should not be using delta here. I'll be using like a sort of a timer or something. Let's just put a statue timer here, and I'll define that, initialize that up here with 0. So, and then I need to have this. I want, since it starts at 0, I want to get to 1. I'll have to add to it on every refresh here. So let's put in statue timer equals statue timer plus delta. So yeah, so what I'm doing here is setting statue timer, adding the delta timer to the statue timer, so it increases on every refresh here. So once it's activated, it will, or once this statue state is 1, it will just keep increasing this number. When it gets to 1, it will have reached 440 here. So let's try this out to begin with here. So let's do that, and then reload the script like that, and move up to the flower here I've made. I'll just press W, and you see it's moved down there, which is cool. So there's a couple of things we can do here that we should do here, because this once I set statue state to 1, it will just keep running this over and over again, but it doesn't really need to. So I'll just add a condition here that statue timer should be, if it's less than 1, it should keep doing this. So once we reach 1 or more, it will just stop running this section here. Yeah. So so yeah, as I said before, I wanted this door here to open up once the statue got to the bottom here. So I'll add a name to that door so that we can do stuff to it. So door right. Yeah. Then we can say, or actually, I'll have to move this statue back up. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure what happened now. Sorry. What I'll do here is just I should reset the statue position for each time. So I'll just object set position for statue. Then I'll have the X position, which was something 700. Let's just see what the position up here was. 600. I can see the positions down here, so it's 670 and 74. 670, 740. That. Yeah, and then we'll load. Oh, sorry. I'll just remove that. So yeah, so now it's back up here. We'll reset there every time, even if I save the level. We'll always reset up there. So yeah, let's see. If I reload, it opens the door, just like before. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so if I now I want the door right to open once it reaches the bottom. So what I will actually do here is I will move out this statue timer requirement or condition here and move it down here and set it to on there. Then it should run this. So I'll add a else condition where it will just run this part once the statue timer has reached 1 or more. So, and then once it's reached 1 or more, we'll set statue state to 0, so that once it's here, it will stop doing this part of the script altogether. It will not go in here anymore. So, and then after that, I want to open that right door, so I'll put in object.enable right and 0. So now the door should open once I get over there. But yeah, so yeah, the door should open once the statue reaches this section here. See? Oh. And there we go. Then let's do, just for fun, we just wanted to show you that we have like functions for doing stuff with our painting and our world as well. So I could do, for example, to paint the invert all. And what invert all does is it just inverts everything I've painted, or basically that inverts the entire world. Then I'll use, let's say, paint.set gravity mod, and obviously this changes the gravity. So I want it to change the gravity for the back world. So when a paint becomes black, that's the back world. As you may remember if you've seen the previous video. And I want the default is 0 and 1, so that's the x and the y coordinates yet again. So it's horizontally and then vertically here. So right now -1, so it pushes the player or any objects downwards. So by -1, and then so I'll just set it to 0 so that I don't get any gravity downwards at all, and then I'll set this to -3. Yeah. So let's see what happens then. Start without that, and then open power. Right. Okay. So as you can see, invert the entire world, and it gave me sideways gravity. And oh, if I go to the front world here, see it's not doing that here. So I can climb up here, maybe. No. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. That's just what I wanted to show you today. Like our one thing I want to mention is that we've moved a lot of stuff that we used to do in scripting into the like game objects, or Anders has like made stuff as like editor objects instead of having to script them. So for example, these doors here, in the beginning we just did them using scripting. In similar fashion, as you can see, that statue was made where we just moved it, and then had different states. Once it reached its top position, we just stop it using scripting and stuff. But then we were like using doors a lot, so Anders made it like an editor object. So that's really nice, and yeah, that's how we do it a lot, where we experiment with different stuff using scripting, and once we find something that we want to keep, we'll just make it a simpler to use like editor object. But there's still stuff that were like special occasions where if, let's say we had 3 different doors in this level, and I want like one of them to open and 2 others to close when I press this, then we would want to have to use the scripting like a Lua script still for those special occasions. Yeah, so that's it for this time. Thanks for watching.